In today's video, we're going to take a trip down memory lane. We're going to visit the year 2005 with the hit show How I Met Your Mother. We're going to take a look at season 1 and we're going to rank every single episode. Hope you guys like this video. Hope you guys subscribe. And let's get right into How I Met Your Mother. Bow! Number 22, we have Matchmaker. This is the episode where Ted is trying to find a match, but just can't. He goes to a facility and they try matches and all that. I don't like this episode. It just doesn't feel right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me. It just... And the Barney thing, he, really made me irritated in this episode, and... I don't know. It didn't get me. And I forget what Marshall and Lily did in this episode. But, I'm pretty sure this is the one where he saw that someone was a match for him, but he went and stalked them. Why the hell? You know what? This is exactly why this episode's at number 22. So, let's get right into number 21, which is the perfect segue. Number 21 in The Return of the Shirt. This involves the girl that he keeps bringing up on her birthday. I feel for her, so that's why I put it down. And this episode really made me think, God, Ted is the worst character, isn't he? He sucks as a character. He's the worst character that you can possibly think of. He calls her up after years, not knowing what he did, not realizing what he did. And then he broke up on the answering machine, but not just the answering machine. He broke up with her on her birthday. And that always set me the wrong way, and that gave me, that made me irritated. I'm not even gonna lie, that made me sick to my stomach, and no, Ted is not the best person here. Though, and at number 20, we have The Wedding. This is when Stuart and Claudia get married and all that. Ted begged the bride to have Robin and Ted. She ultimately said okay, but then Robin says no, and this one we meet Victoria. Isn't a bad episode. I'm just not a fan of the Stuart and Claudia stuff. I just don't like that side of the show, and I'm just not a fan of these characters. This episode just isn't for me, and also the pacing was a little weird. Barney was a little weird. This is why it's not number 20. It's not that good of an episode. At number 19, we have Purple Giraffe. And I know what you guys are thinking. Gavin, why would you have Purple Giraffe at number 19? Gavin, why? This is I was shocked to see that this was one of the highest rated episodes of the show. Why? It's awful. I don't like this episode. But the reason why it's higher is because it's memorable. And this episode is really memorable because of the plot where Robin can't show up to a party, so he has another party the next day, and the day after, and the day after, and the day after. Marshall and Lily's trying to get Marshall pants. Marshall's trying to study for law school, and Barney's just showing up, banging chicks, and leaving. That's legit all he does. So that's why at number 19 is The Purple Giraffe. At number 18, we have Best Prom Ever. this when Robin and Ted were having a little fight, and Lily and Marshall were trying to find bands, so when they snuck into a prom, Barney was trying to get in that prom but couldn't and kept getting bounced or whatever. But yeah, this is easily one of my least favorites. That's why it's in the last few, because I'm just not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this episode. I'm just not. Although it was cool to see Marshall and Lily finally, decide on a band. But then we see what happens later, and this episode was pretty much pointless. But yeah. Number 18, you go to the best prom ever. At number 17, we have the episode Okay Awesome. This is when they go to the club. This is also when Barney grinds on his cousin. That was a funny little moment. Ted finally meets up with... Ted chats up a coat check girl. Marshall and Lily couldn't sneak out because they couldn't go out because they wanted to be adults and wine test and all that shit. Robin was in the club too. I forgot what Robin was doing, because she was pretty much absent within this episode. But yeah, it's not bad, but it's just, again, these episodes are not horrible. I really like most of these. It's just, compared to the other ones, this isn't as good. But that's why number 17 goes to Okay Awesome. Number 16, we have Nothing Good Happens After 2 a.m. This when, don't they have the karaoke thing, and Ted finally gets courage to go stay with Robin, even though he's still with Victoria, and Robin gets pissed. Ted gets pissed. Barney gets pissed. Marshall gets pissed. Lily gets pissed. Everyone's pretty much pissed in this. And he always says, nothing ever good happens after 2 a.m. So that's why at number 16 is Nothing Good Happens After 2 a.m. God, that's a mouthful of an episode, huh? At number 15, we have Zip Zip Zip. This is when Barney and Robin go out laser tagging. This is when Ted and Victoria finally have, you know what, on the couch, and or at least attempting to. Marshall and Lily hide in the bathroom, and they're waiting, and then they really had to pee, so when they were very scared and shocked. I love this episode. I do, just don't come up to par with the other episodes, but this was a pretty damn good episode. And the fact that Barney called Ted and asked him if it's okay if he's with Robin is funny. But yeah, it's a fun episode. It's a very good episode. I just not out there for me. I think some episodes are better, and that's okay. At number 14, we have The Slutty Pumpkin. Number 14, I'm not a fan of this story. I'm just not. It's just not who I am. I don't like Slutty Pumpkin. I like the Slutty Pumpkin story. And when she comes back later on, when we get to that season, you're going to hear a lot about it. Because I don't like that episode. But yeah, it's just what it is. I'm just not a fan of it. I just think that it's very lackluster to me. But yeah, I think that this episode is just meh. Because we really focus on the Slay Pumpkin and the rapper and the number and the this, that, and then Robin comes up and says that iconic line of, Ted, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep sitting up here thinking that your pumpkin's gonna show up? That was a great line, and I do like that line. It's just, this episode just wasn't it for me. I can't explain it. I don't know why. I just don't like it. I don't like it as much as I like the other ones. But number 13, we have Cupcake. At number 13, we have Cupcake. And this is the episode where Victoria gets offered the job at Germany, and Lily and Ramen go out looking at wedding dresses, and I forgot what Ted's doing, I forgot what Marshall's doing, and I forgot what Barney's doing. It's not that memorable of an episode. And I think that's why I rate these episodes lower, because if I look at the title, I'm going to think, oh, I know what this is. It's just not, it's just, with me, I just don't like it because of the lack of story, I guess. Like, Victoria and Ted, Victoria should have been the mother. I'm going to say that now. And Ted is just, Ted is annoying. Ted's the worst character of this series. He's a bad man. Everyone's bad in this series except for Marshall. He's a sweetheart. But goddamn. But yeah, it's just, Ted's annoying because Ted doesn't know what to do, and Victoria doesn't know what to do, and this is just annoying. This is just an annoying episode. But it's better than the other one, so. Number 12 is Life Among the Gorillas. And this is when Marshall finally joins Barney's company, and that starts everything else. Marshall and Barney are trying to go, like, face to face. Marshall's trying to fit in with the company. He doesn't know how. Barney gives him advice, etc. It's fine. Ted is still struggling. And I think this is when they go to a karaoke bar, and that's when everything sets up for, nothing good happened after 2 a.m. I think this episode sets up that episode. So overall, it's not a bad episode, it's just forgettable, in my opinion. Most of these episodes are forgettable. But it's cool to see how Marshall tries to fit in, but it's just not gonna work. It just won't work. At number 11, we have The Duel. This is when Lily gets stabbed with a sword from Marshall. This isn't a bad episode. I really like this episode. It shows character, shows depth, it shows what Marshall will be willing to do in an emergency. It shows what Ted willing to do in an emergency. Lily being like that parent. It's a really good episode. I really like it. It's just not up there for me in the top 10. Sorry for fans of this episode. It's just not my personal favorite. But I get why it is in your top 10. I do get it. It's just not there for me. So, back off. As we approach our top 10, be sure to like this video and subscribe for daily uploads. I try uploading every single day, so please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Why not? At number 10, we have The Sweet Taste of Liberty. Now, this when they tried to go get the Liberty Belt. It's not my favorite. I like it. I don't. I do. I do like this episode. Don't get me wrong. Season 1 was very lackluster to me, and I'm excited to get into Season 2. Excited to get into Season 1. It's just, this one was lackluster. I just can't explain why. But, I'm excited because we still got a bunch of weeks left, and we still got a bunch of things to do. So, yeah. But the Sweet Taste of Liberty Belt, it's not really that special. Just Barney and Ted going up to the Liberty Belt. And Barney doesn't even remember it towards the end of the series, so why even have this episode? But yeah, it's not a bad episode, it's just forgettable in my opinion. At number 9, we have Belly Full of Turkey. This one is about Marshall and Lily visiting the family, and things go awry. Ted, Robin, and Barney are volunteers at the local shelter, and that's fun. It is. It's a great little thing of... I don't mind this one. I really don't. So, it's a great little story arc, and it's funny that Barney only does it for the recognition. Of course it is. It's Barney. Why wouldn't he? But yeah, it's just... I really like this episode. I like that they ended up just at a strip club anyway. And they had fun. All three of them had fun. And that's what I like about these episodes. I like it when we have fun. Let's have fun, damn it. But Lily, when she thinks she's pregnant, that's very funny. When her mom was going on and on, when Marshall's mom was going on and on about how big Marshall was, that was freaking hilarious. And the dad talking about how he used to throw Marshall. That was funny. But yeah, it's a great episode. It just doesn't reach my top 5. At number 8, we have the episode Game Night. And I was a little shocked that people really this to be number 1. Some of them. Not a bad episode. Great episode. I love it when we do origin stories. And I love that we got the origin of Barney and why he is who he is. And I'm glad that we did that in flashbacks. I love that just triggered what was going to happen. And it was heartbreaking to watch that. It was heartbreaking to watch it. But in my opinion, if the other episodes were on this season, then this would easily be my number 1. It was my number 1 for the longest time. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, oh, I like this a little better than I liked what happened in this one. I like what happened in this one better than this one. So it got bumped down to number 8. But again, not that bad. Not that big of a deal. Just my number 8. But still a phenomenal episode. At number 7, we have the limo. And this is when we have that little New Year's party, I think, right? Or whatever party. This was a great episode. It got me hooked on Bon Jovi, actually. Shot to the heart, and you're to blame, darling, you give love a bad name. Pow! But yeah. Great, I'm gonna get copyrighted. Oh well, who cares? But yeah. It's a great episode, and I love how people are like, dude, are you Moby? Sure. He wasn't. But, yeah, I love that Lily and Marshall were trying to find each other. But I think this episode is when Lily shows her doubts about the marriage. And that teases the end of the season. And that teases the heartbreak. And I'm not ready for that one. I'm not ready for it. But yeah, great episode. I loved it. I really, really loved it. Showed character from Barney, showed character from Ted. And his character still sucks, by the way, but I'll get to that when I get to it. But yeah, overall, great episode. Just don't touch my top 5, but hey, it's okay because all of these episodes were fucking fantastic. Again, great season. Just sometimes I forget about some of the episodes, but that's okay. It's okay. You're not supposed to really overanalyze it. You're just supposed to enjoy it. Again, I'm making it, but it's not like I'm sitting there being like, well, right? I like what I like. You like what you like. Tell me what you guys like in the comments. Doesn't bother me. Shouldn't bother you. Let's get into number 6. This next episode, when we really hone in on the Lily might leave Marshall storyline, because this next episode is called Milk. This when she goes for milk, but car breaks down and all that. This episode hurt me emotionally, because that was heartbreaking. And even for Ted, he was like, what do I tell Marshall? What do I say? And that Will was saying she has to go do it, and it's not surprising. And I think we all have those moments in our lives. We have to do things like that. It's not like we have to. Like, it's not the end of the world or anything, but we have to do it. It sucks, but we have to. It's the way of life. And this is a great way to show that it's okay. It's okay to have doubts. I have doubts, you have doubts. We all have doubts. But she was getting ready to leave. This is also when Ted had that date that he postponed for Lily. He was pretty pissed. But yeah, it was cool when Lily came back. But we all know what's gonna happen. And speaking of what's gonna happen, number 5 is come on! Come on! Like the rain dance. But yeah, Ted tried to do a rain dance, trying to get Robin's trip to get postponed because he didn't want Robin and Sandy River, her co-host. He doesn't want them hooking up on the little Metro News trip. I had a brain fart. But yeah, he just doesn't want that to happen, so what does he do? He does the rain dance. But yeah, it was a fine episode. I loved it. It was heartbreaking at the end because of the San Francisco thing with Lily and Marshall, while Ted was having one of the best nights of his life. Marshall was having his worst, and I hate that they bring it up every single season, but it is what it is. But it was heartbreaking. It was sad. It sucked. Like, it ripped my heart out. Anyway, that was number 5. Let's get number 4. Number 4, drumroll please. This is the episode when Ted and Victoria finally, like, when they meet up this was what the episode, the wedding, was setting up. Robin finds out and she gets super jealous. She gets upset. She's emotionally torn. They're all trying to console her while Ted's off with a woman, and he falls in love with her. But he doesn't know how to contact her, so he goes to Claudia trying to find out, and no one knows of this woman. So he thinks, oh, it's a wedding crasher. Lo and behold, we find out it's not. But still, it was a cute little episode, and I loved the ending, and I love this episode. And from here on out, you're just going to hear me blabber about how much I love these episodes. At number 3, we have the pilot episode, the first ever episode of How I Met Your Mother. I have one problem. Why the fuck would you tell your kid that you're sleeping around? Why would you do that? I don't understand that. I don't get that. But hey, to each your own. But yeah, this one isn't a bad episode by any means. It's just, it is what it is. And I love this episode because it is what it is. It set the tone. It set that Barney is a playboy. It set that Marshall a lawyer, and Robin and Ted, and the funny moment between Barney and Marshall when Barney kissed Marshall and said, "Was Marshall showing me the signal?" And then Marshall leaned over at Larry and said, "I wasn't, I swear." But yeah, this was great. It was a great way to start off the series, and it was a great way to start off basically restart every single one of these people's career. It was great, and I think this really let everyone shine and let people know, hey, I know we've been cast aside, but we can still do this. We're still good at it. So I thought that was cool, and I thought that was great. It was just great all around. It was a great start. But at number 2, we have Mary the paralegal. What was Barney thinking? Barney set up with a hooker, but really, Ted doesn't know she's actually a paralegal. And it was so funny, and it was a great way to show. But it was that Robin's ceremony, her award ceremony. It was so fucking awesome, so funny. But yeah, it's just great all around, and that episode was fantastic. And Ted's face when she said, "No, I'm a paralegal." She went, "No, you're a hooker." "No, paralegal." "No, hooker." "Paralegal." He went, "Oh shit." And Barney's like, "Oops." Oh well. Neil Patrick Harris rocks. But yeah. Are you ready for my number 1? So my number 1 is the pineapple incident. Did anyone think otherwise? This was an iconic episode, and it really set the standard for what How I Met Your Mother should be. We still didn't know how that pineapple got there, and that drives me insane. The woman, I think her name was Trudy. That was awesome. Barney, Lily, and Marshall just loving every second of this revelation. And God, it's so funny. Then we find out that Ted was going on and on and on and on and on. And that was cool. Like, he got super, super drunk. It was funny. Yeah, this This episode is just the episode. And it's just, yeah. Isn't this the same episode that Ted gets that butterfly tattoo or no? I don't think so. But I could be wrong. I don't think so. But let me know. But this is a great episode, and this was a great standard to have for an episode. And this episode fucking rocks. But yeah, let's get into my top 5 to like the main friend ranked for the season. At number 5 we have Lily Aldrin. She's annoying. Her leaving Marshall kind of made me irritated, and it kind of led to nothing. Like, it would have been cool if she was gone for more time, but she was gone for less time than I remember she was gone for. So that kind of sucked, in my opinion. And yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way. The wrong way? The wrong way. Number 4 is Robin. She's fine. Like, these characters are fine, and Robin was just the weakest, in my opinion, in the season. But you will see how I love her even more each episode. Each season goes by, she gets higher and higher and higher. Number 3, I put Ted. I quickly regret that after this season. We'll get to it. But yeah, Ted was fine in this episode. I quickly got annoyed of him, but it's okay. Number 2, Barney. The playboy, the womanizer, God. But there's no other better person in season 1 than Marshall. He showed character growth, he showed character development, and he was the best character of the season. Because, in my opinion, he did nothing wrong. So that was cool. But yeah, overall, I really like this season, and I can't wait to do more. I'll see you next week for season 2. Peace. Have a great day, guys.